This is the 2025 Chevrolet Suburban Premiere. Is it the best full-size SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Red River Chevrolet in Bossier City, Louisiana, and we're going to go over the particulars on this Suburban. If you want to know more about it, maybe come in and buy it or check out anything else they have at the dealership, check out the link down in the description of the video. There is a pretty significant refresh, mainly on the interior, but there are some changes to the exterior as well. And it starts here with the front end, mainly with the headlight design. This area right here is not as thick as it used to be. So that's actually been slimmed down a little bit. A new look with the headlights and the daytime running lights. We're also going to have our fog lights right down here. So for those of you who are fans of fog lights, that is a good thing. You'll also see changes to the grille. Tell me what you think about that. And let's go over to this side because I want to show you the active air curtains that are here. You can see the daylight coming through that area. At least I hope that shows up on the camera the way that I'm seeing it in person. That's going to help a little bit with improving aerodynamics and fuel efficiency. Sensors right here, they're going to be on and around the vehicle in multiple places to help out not only with the parking sensors, but with driving aids, all those great features that are here. A lot going on. These are 20-inch wheels, if you're curious to know. It does have StabiliTrak, all those great features. This model is two-wheel drive. I know a lot of you like four-wheel drive. That is obviously available. And how about your side view mirrors? We're gonna have the chrome mirror caps, turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable. Blind spot monitoring is built in right there. And if you come into the interior, you can push this button and see that they are also going to be power folding. For those of you who like that functionality, it literally has everything that I know a lot of you like to have with your side view mirrors. Now, there's not any changes to the remote for 2025, but I know you like to see that. Here's what we have. You can lock, unlock, remote start, and we're going to have the ability to open the power tailgate back there, or the lift gate as some call it, and the glass. I'll show you how that works later on in the video. Now, and something that I really like here is the fact that you have passive entry, not only on the front door handles, but also on the rear. So for you parents out there that come to these rear doors first, or anybody who might do that for any reason whatsoever, that is convenient because you can lock and unlock all four doors from either the front door handle or the rear door handle. And we're going to still have some chrome and a little bit of silver, as you can see, chrome on the door handles, and then silver trim around part of the windows. Also the roof rails up there. You can buy the crossbars and greatly increase your cargo capacity. Now here's something else that's nice here on this trim level, and that's going to be the power assist steps. And let me tell you a little something about those that is very helpful. You can leave those deployed if you want to, and the thing about doing that is that when you're parked somewhere, you can avoid potential door dings by leaving them deployed like this. I'll show you how to do that in the infotainment screen later in the video when we get to that part. But depending on the height of the vehicle next to you, you can take full advantage of those and keep people from hitting your Suburban with their doors. Nice large windows everywhere we look. I like that. They're nice and tall, they're wide, just a good thing. We're also going to see changes here with our tail lights. Nice change for 2025. I don't know how many people are really too worried about that, but that's what we're going to have. And let me show you something else here that I was talking about earlier. We can hit this button twice, and what happens when I do that is that allows you to do something that very few SUVs of any size, whether it's full-size, mid-size, compact, crossovers, whatever it is, allow the back window to open like this. And you might wonder, well, what's the advantage of that? Well, it's easier and quicker if you need to deposit something in here, grab something out, and you don't want to open this whole tailgate back here. It takes a lot less time to just open the glass. A very clean look back here. I like that because we do not have an exposed rear window wiper, but that doesn't mean there isn't one here. It's just neatly tucked away inside of that rear roof spoiler, which is something I tend to like. Under the hood is the 5.3-liter V8, making a plentiful 355 horsepower, 383 pounds-feet of torque, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And while you might not expect earth-shattering gas mileage numbers, I'm going to show you what they are anyway, because somebody's going to ask if I don't. We're looking at 15 city, 20 highway, 17 combined, and 5.9 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. One more thing I like to share in my videos that I know a lot of people don't is the gas tank size. It's 28 gallons, definitely holds quite a bit of fuel, but I'm curious to know, for those of you who are going to be taking your long road trips, do you think 28 gallons is enough? Tell me what your thoughts are. And when it comes to your hands-free exterior storage access, notice that beeping that you hear? And notice I didn't touch anything. You probably couldn't tell for sure because you couldn't see my other hand. But here's what happened. I just stood there, and the tailgate, there's a sensor back here that sensed I was standing there. Now, if you walk past and it beeps, keep walking if you don't want it to open yet. As long as you have the remote on your person, that's going to work that way. And if you're curious about that, yeah, it's not going to just automatically open just because someone walks by with the remote. You have to stand in place for that to happen. Now, if for some reason that isn't working, or the tailgate itself just won't open when you push any of the buttons that are available, whether it's on the remote, on the tailgate itself, or in the interior, to open that, here is what you need to do to fix that problem. You need to come right here to this control, and you can notice or see that it says max 3/4 or off. If it won't open, most likely it's set to off. I'm going to set that back to max. And then all you have to do is push the button. Now, I don't know how well I can show you this because we have a lot of a glare today, but I'm going to try and do the best I can. We're going to go into settings right here, and this is what you need to do if you can't get that tailgate to open by just sensing you standing there. We're going to go to vehicle. We're going to go down here to comfort and convenience, and then we're going to go to hands-free exterior access and make sure that it's set to open only and not set to off. And when it comes to towing, you can tow 7,400 up to 7,700 pounds, and you're looking at 41.5 up to 144.5 cubic feet worth of cargo capacity when you maximize everything the way I have done right here. There is a spare tire located underneath the rear of the vehicle, and we can come right here. Let's see if I can get to this one-handed and show you what's underneath. There we go. You can actually move this completely out of the way. It's very easy to deal with to gain access to more of what's underneath the floor right there, including the tools to change a tire. And right here, we have a few things to talk about. Number one, you have your power outlet right there. Nice to see that option for powering whatever you need to. And then these two buttons right here will lower your middle row seats. Now, you will have to manually put those back in place. However, you do have the power function right here for your rear seats. And so depending on what you need to do, you can bring those back up. Let's go ahead and hit those buttons and bring them up. And notice they come up quite quickly. I like that. That's a good thing. Very easy and very convenient to deal with. The exterior color is black. We have a jet black and sky cool gray interior, and personally I think this is a very elegant look as far as your interior colors go. A lot of space for the armrest, nothing lacking where that's concerned, and we'll have a few different finishes here to work with as far as the wood right here, the silver, and I won't touch it, but the gloss black right there as well. Nice large door bin down here for the lower door bin, a little bit of space up top with the upper door bin. And when it comes to space for your third row passengers, you can see the two different settings, or there's really multiple places where these seats can be set, but the seat over there on the right hand side is all the way forward. The seat over here on the driver's side is all the way back. And you can use this release right here to move those back and forth. And to gain access to the third row, all we're going to do is pull up one time and pull up another time, and that seat gets up and out of the way. It's actually very easy to gain access to this area, not a problem. And here's what I'm going to have as far as my leg space goes. Plenty of room right here, no big deal where that's concerned. And if you want to increase that, there's even more right here. That's a good thing. I like that. Chevrolet offering a lot of space back here for third row passengers. A cup holder, which is going to be on both sides, a little bit of space back here, and a USB port. And something else that I really like that these Suburbans have is instead of having the air conditioning vent maybe located somewhere down here, it's located in the roof area. That puts it closer to your passengers. It's going to help them to be comfortable quicker when it comes to adjusting the air temperature. And it's pretty easy to hop out of here for your third row passengers. There is the pass-through right there, but if they don't want to use that, there's a couple of different options. Number one, we're gonna have the button right here. I'll show you how that works in just a second. But if the battery dies or if they just want to pull on this strap, they can pull on that and that will get the seat out of the way as well. So we're gonna go ahead and push that button right there. You push it once, you push it a second time, and there you go. You can hop right out. Nothing new where this is concerned, but you do have a panoramic sunroof. That front portion can open, and there is a power shade right here that can be drawn forward when so desired. And as far as the armrests go, I wish they were a little bit longer than they are. It just seems like it would be easier to have a little more space, a little more length. With my hand hanging off of there, I don't know, that just doesn't work for me as well. For some people that might be okay, and you might say either way, that's not a big deal. We're also going to have our command center here where we can control the third zone of climate control back here. Fan speed, temperature, all that good stuff is back here. And we also have some connectivity as well, quite a bit in the way of connectivity options. We also have the heated seats, 3 settings for that, or 3 stages. And last but not least, I think we can probably see it a little bit better over here on this side, is going to be the screen that each passenger will have. They can watch Vehicle Visionary videos right there and anything else they want to. Pretty easy to deal with settings. You can use the earphones, obviously, as you can see right there, and you can go in and make some changes to the settings if you'd like to do that. Pretty easy to deal with, pretty easy to figure out. Don't need much of a tutorial on that. And you also have cup holders right here. There's a lot of cup holders throughout the interior here. And this is the power sliding console that can be brought back and forth. It comes back to about this point via a control on the upper console. One more thing I did want to cover here is going to be the air conditioning vent, again, built into the roof area. I like that. And we'll also have the hanger right here for clothes or whatever else anybody wants to hang off of there. And how about that all-important question that so many ask? Sticker price, $84,760 as this particular model is optioned out. You're going to have power adjustable seats, the driver and the passenger seats fully adjustable, heated and ventilated, both have lumbar support. And here is the glove box. Now the only thing missing here is a sunglass holder. There's nothing up here, as you can see. I know a lot of people told me in a Yukon video I did that there was a compartment up here for sunglasses, but it was so big that yeah, you could put sunglasses in there, a whole bunch of them. But ultimately, there really is no sunglass holder here. How about your steering wheel? Here's what we have as far as the design of the steering wheel goes. I know a lot of you aren't necessarily as concerned about that, but here's a big change that I think you are going to like. Gone is the push button shifter right here. That was a common thing that people complained about in my videos, said they wanted a column shifter or something along those lines at least. Well, that's what we have now. So all you're going to do is pull back on that. You can see it's gone into neutral. I can push it up as long as you have it pulled back to go into reverse or to go into drive. So you can see when you don't have it pushed back, you can't do anything. You have to pull it back like that to make it work. To go into park, you push the button right there. Over here, we'll have everything for controlling our front and rear window wipers, and also these Suburbans come standard with turn signal indicators, believe it or not. So you can let people around you know what's going on before you do it, as far as changing lanes, turning, all that kind of stuff. Imagine the novelty of doing such a thing. And here is the new instrument cluster, a very different look from what we've had in the past. And I do apologize for the glare. It's just one of those things we have today. I can't really do much about it. I'm sorry about that. But here it is. I like the look, a little more modern, nice design, and you still have a head-up display. Now, something that's changed over here will be the design of where you change your driving modes, control your lights, and you no longer control the head-up display in this area. That's actually done in the infotainment screen. And speaking of driving modes, why don't we go through exactly what those driving modes are? We're going to have normal as our default mode. We're going to have sport, snow and ice, and you'll also have your tow haul mode. So if you're curious about that, there you go. You do have a nice large control for your volume for the radio, turning that on and off, all that good stuff. And there's a lot to learn about here with this new screen. We can go right here to controls. You have everything that you can see. There is your head-up display. If you want to adjust that, you can. I was telling you about that earlier. That's where that is located. And you can see you also have child safety locks right there. That's how you use that. Your camera and auto park assist. And then you can actually see more controls right here. You have everything for your doors and windows right there. If you want to do that from here, your universal remotes will be set right there. Drive and park, and then power assist steps. Now here's what I wanted to show you earlier. That can be on or off. You can leave them deployed. That's how you do that. Or you can stow them again. You can also turn them off for some reason if you want to. And that is a little bit different from what we've seen in the past. It used to be under settings and then vehicle and comfort and convenience in the past. So we do still have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. Your wireless charger is located here, as well as a couple of USB options and some storage space right here. You can put your sunglasses right there if you needed to, right? Trailering, I'm not going to go through everything that's here, but I did want to show you a few of the highlights. But one thing I do want to do is go in here to settings. We're going to go into vehicle, and you can turn off and on, buckle to drive, all that kind of stuff. As long as I don't hit something I shouldn't right there, we'll go back into vehicle, buckle to drive, and your rear seat reminder if you need it. Climate and air quality right there, but here is what I really wanted to show you, your collision detection systems, because I know you like to know what you have. So we have forward collision avoidance, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, adaptive cruise go notifier, side bicyclist alert, and you can see that some of these you can turn on and off, lane change alert, park assist with braking, and that does work very well. If you're about to hit something, the vehicle will go ahead and come to a complete stop, even if you have your foot on the gas pedal, which is very interesting. Just as long as you're moving very slowly, it's a very simple thing to deal with. Rear cross traffic braking and rear pedestrian alert. So I know a lot of you like to know about those safety features and see what's going on where that is concerned. Now I'm going to go back home here, and we're going to take a look at our cameras. So you can see we have cameras everywhere, all over the vehicle, the 360-degree view, overhead. We're going to have the rear view. We're going to have side, as you can see right there, and the hitch view. So if you need to back up to a trailer, you can do that. That makes life nice and easy to deal with. And there's our front camera view. We didn't talk about that earlier, but there is a front camera on this model. So if you were curious about that, there you go. We also have the rear view camera mirror. This is nothing new, but I'm just showing you what all is here. If you want to turn that off, you can. And you've seen your upper console here, but one thing I wanted to show you that I didn't talk about earlier, there's that button for using the power center console right there. So if you want to move that back or move it forward, you can do that. Now, one advantage to that, with that being there, is that there is a hidden drawer right here. There's also space here if needed. You could just leave it back there. And if your middle row passengers are really lazy and don't want to reach up and get their drinks out of the drink holders, I guess you could present them to them back there and they wouldn't have to reach as far. And you're also going to have typical conveniences such as the cup holders up here. It does have the piano black or gloss black finish around that, so just make sure you don't pretend like you're playing the piano and fingerprint that all up. Nice large center console, plenty of space within, and that does double as an armrest for the driver and the passenger. Plenty of room, plenty of real estate. I like that. We also have our controls not only here for our heated and ventilated seats, but we also can go and make control or use physical controls to control the air conditioner down here if we want to. You can do it here as well. So a few different options where that is concerned for those who may wish to know. It based on a question I received in a GMC Yukon video that I recently did. Here is where your power parking brake is located if you're wondering about that, but what is not here is brake hold mode, still not available. One thing I did want to make sure I covered, I talked about this earlier. How do you make sure that your mirrors automatically fold in when you lock the vehicle? We'll go to settings, we'll go to vehicle, we're going to go down here to comfort and convenience, and then we go to remote mirror folding. So if you want them to fold when you lock the vehicle, make sure that's checked to on. All right, here we go on our test drive with the Suburban. And there's one more big change to talk about for 2025, and you might see it already. I'm doing 56 miles an hour at the moment. I don't know if you can see the speedometer from your vantage point where I put the camera, but what you might have noticed is that the screens are still on, the cameras are still on the screen. I had people ask me about that in the past. How do you do that? Well, you couldn't until this update, this new screen came to the Suburban. So all of the GMCs and Chevrolets, the GM full-size SUVs will now have this capability. That's been there with some of the other models, the trucks, for the last few years. So for those who might want to take advantage of that, now you know that you can. Now, I do want to say be careful if you do. Don't stay focused down there. But there could be situations when you're out driving around, maybe you've had a lot of trees fall down or something like that, and you're wanting to make sure that you're not about to drive over something you shouldn't, or whatever it is you need to see around you when you're driving. But you can keep that up there with all of the different camera views. As far as the overall driving experience goes, it's typical of a Suburban. It's still very comfortable. The ride quality is very smooth. The cabin, the interior, not only the seats themselves, but you have so much space as far as driver and passengers, comfortable seating, all 3 rows. There's a lot of big advantages here. You also have a power adjustable, tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. I didn't talk about that earlier in the video, but that is one of the features that you have here. And that head-up display is nice and bright. You might have to adjust it depending on your height or where your seat is positioned, but overall, very easy to see, bright. You can change what information is there. There's a lot of things that you can do where this is concerned. So a very versatile vehicle in a multitude of ways, not only for the driving around town with the family, but also the long road trips. A lot of advantages here with the Chevrolet Suburban. And there you go, the 2025 Chevrolet Suburban Premiere. Is it the best full-size SUV? Tell me what you think about that. Tell me what your thoughts are based on information presented in today's video. And tell me what you think about the changes for 2025. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends at Red River Chevrolet for loaning me this Suburban for the day so I could tell you all about it. I also want to say a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and share this video on your timelines on social media. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.